So, Ghost of Tsushima is getting an anime to be released exclusively on Crunchyroll. Now, before I share my concerns, I have played the game, but I never finished it because the person I borrowed it from needed it back before I could, which honestly, I should just buy it myself, and maybe I could live stream it on this channel, so let me know if that's something you would be interested in. But I did enjoy it, and from the story and main character alone, this has so much potential, which makes me excited but worried at the same time because it will either be a hit or a huge miss.
What is wrong with me today?
The reason I say this is because I have fell for the cat and mouse game so many times, frustrated to the point I'm like Clive Owen in Children of Men. I become way too apathetic when I hear news like this.
Doesn't matter. Too late. World went to shit.
And when I say the cat and mouse game, I'm referring to the viewer or consumer as the mouse and the person in charge as the cat, where the cat has the mouse in its grips and it lets it get away just a little bit to give it false hope that maybe it can escape, but once it gets far enough, it captures it with its paw and drags it right back in. And Hollywood is a master at this. Too many times have I watched a trailer or heard an announcement thinking maybe Hollywood has learned. Maybe they'll start making good movies again. And the last time I fell for that was Spider-Man No Way Home, where Marvel was headed down the gutter with their atrocious movies, but redeemed itself with Spider-Man No Way Home. And me growing up on Tobey Maguire movies was nostalgia bait done well. And I always thought Andrew Garfield made a good Peter Parker, but just didn't have the right writers to do him justice. And I remember the audience clapping in the theater all in unison, and I thought, yes, we have a good future to look forward to. Wrong. And I really shouldn't have to continue on why I was wrong with the many disappointments that followed up. So when I hear Ghost of Tsushima is getting an anime, I think plenty of potential, but even more room for disappointment. Now, the release date is for 2027. So the good news is that it didn't start production years ago, where a lot of nonsense ideas were still being injected into entertainment and are now just getting released. Where it isn't until recent that a lot of studios and companies in the West are finally waking up to the idea that, hey, maybe we should actually give the customer what they want and stop listening to people who claim to be fans but have no idea what they're talking about. Radical idea, but maybe it's worth trying. And better yet, the writer in charge of the story is Gen Urobuchi, the creator of one of my favorite animes, Psycho-Pass. I love psychological thrillers, ones that make you think and challenge your own moral standards when put up against others. And the characters in this story do this so well, where Shinya and Shogo are at odds quoting literature back and forth to each other. Because I always love scenes like this where the dialogue between the two characters are like action itself, or when Akane is put at odds to save her friend but will require her to break the law and take making the choice for herself in her own hands to decide what's right for the situation versus the AI-like system to decide for her.
And I'm going to kill her right before your eyes.
Crime coefficient 48. No enforcement action required. Trigger will remain locked.
If you want to stop me, instead of using that useless piece of scrap metal and circuits, you can pick up the gun I just gave you and shoot me. It's your choice.
I can't do that. It's not my decision. That isn't how it works.
And Shogo tests her ability to use free will. Such an amazing scene. So that's a green flag that someone like him is in charge of this story. It says that people refer to him as Urabutcher because he doesn't spare characters if their deaths are necessary to the plot. And it reminds me of Game of Thrones, and just knowing that, this is someone who takes storytelling seriously. Someone who will not try to appease the producers or whomever in charge, meaning Crunchyroll for this, over telling a good story, a true creative at heart, it seems. It says that Takanobu Mizuno will be directing, someone who directed the first episode of Star Wars Visions. Now, I haven't watched that because Star Wars as a franchise, that is something I completely opted out of. I wasn't even a hardcore fan to begin with, but even as a casual, due to the first two films by Disney, Force Awakens and whatever the second one was, I just decided I'm good. Though I did watch The Mandalorian when I was still playing the cat and mouse game, thinking they would continue to give fans what they want, But season 3 just solidified for me this is a dead brand. And it also says that Aniplex will be involved, which is a studio that gave me one of my favorite anime, Darker Than Black, which is a sleeper in my opinion. So if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Well, at least season 1. Season 2, not so much. If anything, they should have given us a prequel. That backstory had so much potential. But that's for another video. Sorry for the tangent. So that's basically it for this article of what caught my interest. But again, the cat and mouse game could occur where they dangle the carrot in front of you saying, hey, we're adapting a beloved fan favorite game. Aren't you excited? Get even more excited. Then they pull some bullshit and kill Jin in the first 10 minutes and have some other character take its place for the rest of the series, like they did with Scott Pilgrim and He-Man. Ain't no telling. I mean, Crunchyroll is overseeing this project and they think anime are kid cartoons, so many ways I could be set up for disappointment, but only time will tell. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Are you excited or indifferent about this news? Have you played the game? I'm curious to know. If you haven't already, check out my music on Spotify, link in the description. If you enjoyed those Samurai Champloo lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.